you use the word I wonder what you mean when you use the word I. I've been very interested in this problem for a long, long time. And I've come to the conclusion that what most civilized people mean by that word is a hallucination. That is to say, a false sense of personal identity that is at complete variance with the facts of nature. And as a result of having a false sense of identity, we act in a way that is inappropriate to our natural environment. And we have not realized, therefore, that our environment is not something other than ourselves. Most people would agree with the lines of the poet who said, "I, a stranger and afraid, in a world I never made."
All right. So let's start the Passion Planet podcast. I hope all you guys out there. All right, let's take our videos off. I'm going to take a couple of seconds to let that video sink in there. Podcasters that we have here today is Prana from India, Natty from Minnesota, David from California, and Caesar from Chicago. Now, all of us have been in Passion Planet for quite some time, and our topics of this week's podcast is transformation and who am I. And as you can see, Alan Watts played in that video a little bit about how reality, I guess you can call it an illusion, if you will. And we here at Passion Planet know that better than most people's. That we're really trying to go inward and find the answer. So, on the topics today of who am I and transformation, we're just going to talk a little bit about them and what they mean to us, because obviously these topics can be, it's all about perception. It's about what you believe, what you read, what you see, what you feel. So we're going to talk what it means to us, and then we're going to play some more videos and just go over, in general, why it's so important to go inward. So on that note, I want to talk a little bit about quantum physics. I mean, this is something that's a very important topic for most people, but I got involved with spirituality, if you will, this awakening that each and every single one of us feel. The more we've created with Passion Planet and the more we went inward, the more we realize that we're all saying the same thing in a different way. So our main goal is to really break it down. There's tons of organizations out there that are going to explain it, go into it, and that's great. Every piece is a piece of the puzzle. But with Passion Planet, our main goal is for you to go inward to find your expression. So on that note, what I have to say about quantum physics is the fact that it proves that the observer, the wave function, the wave-particle duality, the fact that our act of observing the universe creates it. And we pound this home all the time. I mean, this is a very important topic, and you hear from a lot of people speaking about it. But what it really means, it's a matter of perception. It's a matter of going inward. And this is something we here at Passion Planet talk about all the time. But I also want to go over a little bit how to transform. Everyone's always talking about transformation like it's something in the future. Or I transformed before. I got mad before. You went from being happy to being mad at least once in your life. We all go through transformations. But this spiritual transformation, it can be hard at times. Sometimes you can feel like there's not people to talk to, people that don't, not necessarily support your beliefs, but don't really understand who they are. And they're okay with it. But people are waking up, and they're trying to take back what they feel was theirs. And the beautiful part about it is it all happens right here and now. You see, you can look into quantum physics on your own time and do the mathematics and all the theories, and you're going to find out through the double slit experiment and the measurement problem, those two alone, that your act of observing the universe creates the entire universe. It gives you something to see. And this is pounded home with so many documentaries. The law of attraction, you attract into your universe what you would put out there, which is what Passion Planet is. I mean, we're literally putting our intention out there, and inward comes all these different solutions. See, we're about solution-based, but we come back to the root, and that's who are you? You're the universe. I'm the universe. Each and every single one of us are the universe. And the fact that we have so many miles between us, yet each and every single one of us are transforming together, asking this constant question of who am I? So on that note, I want Prana to come in here and talk a little bit about the topics and what they mean to you.
First of all, so in our philosophy, the unity and the awareness of the unity and the mutual interrelation of all things and events, they experience all the phenomenon in the world as manifestation, as a basis of our oneness. So on that note, from very childhood, we are being taught about universe, about who am I, and I have a very good background because of my mom, who gave me an option to be exposed to spirituality as such. So from very beginning of my life, my mom used to ask me this, like, who are you? Who are you? And question yourself, who am I? So yeah, it's been long. It's been long, like this question was there inside me, and who am I is an important question because that's who we are. We are not what we are seeing each other as, not this body. We are the soul, the universe within. And transformation is not easy. It's not easy. It's easy to say, like, I have transformed, I have awakened, but it's not easy. It's like a journey of a caterpillar to a butterfly. So it's tough, but it's not impossible in that note. And my transformation started when I started meditating. And when I started meditating, I started understanding the prana, or that's the all-pervading rhythm of this universe. So prana is breath we take. So it's important. When you take a breath very rapidly, you lose your life count. So the more slowly you breathe, the more life you have and more time you have to fulfill your purpose. So yeah, that's how I started my transformation. Mike, you're muted.
Oh, that's right. I apologize. I had to unmute myself. But what I was going to say is, Prana's so right. Breath is such an important... I mean, look, I come from a background where look, aggression, anger, we all deal with these things every day. But, when I was a kid, they used to always say, 10 deep breaths, 10 deep breaths. And until Prana, I really met Prana, I learned her culture and seen how they're, like, different, but not so much different when we go to pray, when we go to find our peace. In order to find peace, you need to first equalize the body, balance the body. And when Prana joined Passion Planet, I knew right away that this was going to be something that I is going to greatly help me in my personal life by slowing down, by learning how to breathe. So Prerna, really quick, I just want to ask you a question, and you told me this before, and this is something I know you wanted to speak about, was the effect of breathing exercises on negative thought patterns, I guess you could say. Talk a
Yeah,
little bit about that, and then we'll move on to Caesar here.
yeah, definitely. So breathing exercise is very important. Once you're taking a breath, a deep breath, and you are thinking something positive, you're slowly actually, it's a practice. It's not 1 day or 2 day. You have to keep on doing it. There was a research by Harvard scientists, and they found out that once we start doing breathing exercises more and more, they have done an MRI of the people who have done 80 days practice, meditators. So they found out that their brain has strengthened in the part where there is more compassion, more positive outlook in their life, and less of the coordination between the negative thoughts. So it's like more you are going within, you close your eyes, take a deep breath, and you slowly release it. It's like very slowly. You take a deep breath and slowly release it. So when you're doing this, you're actually connecting with your inner self. So it's the beginning of getting inside, I would say.
That's what I love, and I just wanted you to hit on that topic because I knew that topic was important to you. It was very important to me as well because I mean I really didn't
That's how
understand.
I deal with my negative thoughts, because it's not easy. I mean, all these things are going hustle and bustle of life. You will be getting so much of negative thoughts.
It's
You'll be
expression.
depressed,
It's
pressure, stress, and there will be negative thoughts coming. You will be questioning yourself, like, am I capable? Am I enough? All those kind of questions will be coming. But when you realize this, there won't. They'll be like, yes, I am the powerful.
and
I am the good.
because you are all that is, and that's the whole point of this is that science proves it, and we don't it's not that, listen, conspiracy theories are conspiracy theories. We like to believe that you can believe whatever you want, you can go down the rabbit hole however you want, but you're going to all be led back to the same thing, that the tree has roots and it has branches and leaves. You're the whole tree, you're the oxygen that the tree breathes in and lets out. So again, this is how we work. Everything is connected in one way or another. And on that note, I want to bring Caesar in here. And I know Caesar's been part of Passion Planet for a while now, and he's all about transformation and oneness and unity. So come on, Caesar, introduce yourself and come on in here and talk a little bit about these topics. So who am I in transformation and what they mean to you?
All right, thank you so much, my beautiful brother. And first off, I want to thank every single individual soul that has logged in right now, that is live with us. I want to let you guys know right now, as my heart beats and your heart beats right now, we are all interconnected right now as one. So thank you so much for being here for our cause. Now, my name is Caesar. Namaste, Om Shanti to all you beautiful people. I'm live here in Chicago. Okay, and so I've been with Passion Planet for 5 months, and my thoughts, my wisdom on who am I and transformation, they go really well with each other. Because when we dive into who am I, what I'm really saying is, who are we? Because I am we. I am one with every single individual amongst this planet, with animals, with creatures, with the sea life, and every plant, every fruit, every materialistic object, anything that holds atoms, energy, and frequency. As above, so below, as within, as without, on all levels and planes and dimensions of existence. We are all interconnected. We are all one. And this is who I am. And the challenge that I have noticed for myself is to consistently, the key is consistency, consistently to be aware every time I wake up in the morning, every time I go sleep, every time a new cycle has begun, within my perception and reality that we are living in our nows. And within each now, within each moment of a now, we have the power. We have infinite power that is abundant and is flowing through us every single moment in now, right now. Your heart is beating. You are alive. You are breathing right now abundantly. And you have in every single now moment, you have the power to transform yourself. You have the power to create the cocoon around your human physical body. Picture your aura as your cocoon. It's always around you. You are a beautiful spiritual being. I am not this physical body. I am the spiritual being within this physical body. I am the divine spark. I am the God seed. I am energy. And becoming aware of this is true enlightenment. But consistency, it is the key. Because you can know, you can remember, and you can go to sleep and wake up the next day and start living your life as your character. I wake up and I'm like, I'm Caesar. I have to get ready. I have to go to work. I have to do this, that. So many distractions distract us from who we truly are. Because if we knew who we are in every single breath and every single heartbeat, that our chest beats within our chest, we won't have no depression. We won't have no fear. We won't set limitations on ourselves if you know who you truly are.
Now, this is why I love this guy. I could feel his energy from New York. He sends ripples out. His movement, the Passion Planet Planeteers, I have to be honest with you. I mean, this guy single-handedly motivated almost, 15, 20 people in Chicago. And this is just the beginning of the movement. I mean, look, energy is very important, and having ideas is very important. But having an organization that's there to accept you for who you are is the key to why we're being as successful as we are, why we're able to help all these people who are tuned in right now and will tune in the future. Look, these are fundamental questions that everybody asks. You could ask them your entire life and maybe never get an answer. But if you're with people that support you in your quest to find out who you are, and I don't mean you as I'm born into this body, I mean you as in let's explore life, let's have a good time, right? Money, politics, religion, those operate out of ego. You have to be able to separate. It's not easy, which takes me back to what Prerna said about breath. And I think Caesar should have took maybe one or two in there, but it's okay. He's ready to go. He's energetic. That's why Caesar is beautiful people. So on that note, I want to take David in here because this really built into it. I know David wants to talk about a little bit of energy, energy, vibration, and frequency. This guy, he's a great soul, and go ahead, take it away, David. Say who you are, where you're from, and what you want to talk about.
Good evening, everyone. Namaste. I love you all. I'm David from Sacramento, California, and the reason it looks pretty dark is apparently over 10,000 people in my area have lost power. So I have my phone plugged into my laptop, which is powering my phone, which is only at 10% power right now. So if I cut off, hey, love you. Okay. So this is live, folks. So who am I? And transformation. Everything that everyone was talking about, from quantum physics to culture to us being all one. It just perfect segue into who I am, who am I, truly to the base of the matter. And the base of the matter of everything is energy. We are all energy. Every quantum physicist, theorist, scientist, physics, spiritualist, everyone understands that the base of this entire universe is energy. Energy and consciousness. Now, the energy itself, there was a great man. His name was Nikola Tesla, and I'm not I'm not a total follower of his, but what I am is I am a person who downloads information from what we know as the Akashic Record, the source of all information, from the beginning to the present to the end. And there is this formula that Nikola Tesla has touched on, and it's called the 369. Google it. 3 being energy, vibration, and frequency. 6 being harmony, and 9 being the frequency of nature. The frequency of nature being the frequency at which energy changes. Energy, the base of everything. Sorry about that. The energy, everything is created from. Vibration, moving energy from one point to another and back again. Frequency, simple as this, the speed at which that is done. So that is how to transform this entire universe. That is how this laptop is made. That is how this mouse is made. This is how the tree is made. The leaf is made. The car is made. The sky is made. The stars, the planets, the everything. And most importantly, that is how you and I are made. Frequency, vibration, and energy. So who am I? I am vibration. I am frequency. Everybody always says you can become a more enlightened person. You can become whatever you want by raising your vibration. Well, to raise your vibration is to speed up the frequency. So who am I? I am energy. Who are you? You are energy. We are all energy. And the one main thing about energy is all energy is connected. So I am you. You are me. Just like Caesar was saying. We are one. We are one being. And the only thing that is different is the consciousness that we all share individually, only because we don't know that we share it collectively. That is what we are here to teach. We're here to teach collective. Now, the transformation. To transform, simply learn love. Love is connection. Love is connection through the energy. And that's what Passion Planet is here to teach. How to love, how to become one community through the love and to transform yourself.
And that's, David, he hits on a very important topic when he brings in love. And I love that he brings in love, because love is what we're all about. I mean, you know, if you come to our hangout, if you're actually someone who's tuning in here that's part of Passion Planet, you'll know right away, you know, you're in the hangout, we're there for you. I mean, we're just supportive. We got our own things going on in our life all the time. But yet we're committed to making sure that our family has somewhere they can go, that they feel loved no matter what happens. Now, we can't always be there. Life happens. Life goes on. But as this organization continues to get bigger, which it has very fast, the organization of the chat rooms and the flow process really helps us be there for our users, our members, and our fans. Remember, our 2 core competencies are just to put out as much positive information to inspire you to be passionate towards your goals and dreams, right? I mean, that's the bottom line. But to have someone there who can be your friend. And this is what I'm trying to explain to everybody is technology, baby. We're going from the digital to the virtual. Whether or not you are coming doesn't matter. We're going. Silicon Valley is finding new ways to replace Moore's Law to grow chips and accelerate the process. It's happening. I mean, you could just look around you. Look at every single system starting to transform, but people are starting to wake up. Lightworkers of the world, you know, Namaste, all these different groups with hundreds of thousands of people who are there loving and showering. They want to make a difference in the world. That cell phone in your pocket can make a huge difference. And David's talking about something very important here about molding to that energy, that frequency. But on that note, I want to move to, we call him here the father of memes here at Passion Planet. He's our guest on today's podcast, Matty from Minnesota. And he wants to tie this, what we were talking about and everything in with his history and who he is, which is amazing. By the way, he's got a History Channel coming up soon, a show coming up soon about one of his really mysterious, awesome, what is it? It's not a rock. What is star stone, right? It's a star stone, you call it?
It's a little, I call it the sunstone.
Sunstone.
Yeah, it's just a little carnelian stone that I inherited from my father. But anyway, like said, Mike said, my name is Matt. I'm from Minnesota, and I'm just really excited and looking forward to having a very expansive and inclusive experience with Passion Planet. I'm so grateful to be here and to be able to continue my own work, which is actually my lifetime of work has brought me to where I am now, and I never knew how to put that out into the world. First of all, because I felt it wasn't finished or completed enough. I have a background in the arts, and the transformation and who I am theme of this podcast is really important to me because I grew up with a very spiritual mother who was also a children's book author. And my father was a professor of art his whole life, so I grew up around artwork and spirituality throughout my whole childhood. And a lot of people don't have that experience, but it also brought up a lot of challenges that other people don't always run into that you probably wouldn't think of. We all have an opportunity now to be able to express our own unique perspectives and help expand what we want to do with our own lives, not only to enrich our own lives, but those around us. We're going into a new era of time here, and everybody knows that. Everybody is looking for things to happen, looking for either positive or negative, depending on what you prefer. But the concept of who we are is being expanded now, and it is causing a transformation. When I was a child, I grew up with a lot of affection for nature, and I was always drawn to it. When I was about 5 years old, I started collecting monarch butterfly eggs because I was interested in watching or catching the transformation of the caterpillar to the chrysalis, and then the chrysalis to the butterfly. It just astounded me. So that was just fascinating. And as I watched that process, I got used to a very deep kind of focus, which we know of as meditation these days, but I was doing these kind of things as a child. And the opportunity that Passion Planet affords me is to be able to bring some of these things out to the world that were way before their time. My mother, I said, was a children's book author, and one of the book series she worked on about 35, 40 years ago was well before its time and not ready to come out to the world in a big way, but I believe it is now. And the name of that series is actually called I Am. And it's a series of books based on your own empathic abilities. And that's what is so fantastic about this group, because we all realize we do have certain empathic abilities. We are able to go beyond what would normally be considered just passive awareness. Some of the other books are entitled I Am the Sun. Another one is I Am the Cloud. Another one is I Am a Tree. And it all wraps it back up in together as I Am People, where we are all a part of each other and we all contribute to the whole. So what Passion Planet is for me is a way for me to expand on a lifetime of research and disciplines in such a wide range of areas, mostly in the arts, and I'm able to have a platform to bring that into existence and an audience who is willing to listen, who also has so much to contribute. I've been fascinated and blown away by all the talent and incredible opportunities everybody has here. So
I had to hit my mute off, Maddie. Maddie, you hit on such an important piece of what Passion Planet is. I mean, look, we're going to go into a break in a couple of minutes. A break for us is not an advertisement for you guys to listen to. It's something to stimulate your brains more about who you are and how to transform, because that's what we're here to do. We're here to figure out who we are together. That's the point of Passion Planet. We're not in this journey alone. So what? You die, I'll celebrate your death, not how you died. Because we here at Passion Planet know that death is nothing more than an illusion, just like life. All right, Einstein knew it too. He said it's an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. So let's be serious here. We understand that there's something greater going on, and we want to stick to science, and technology and what's going on, and let everyone else stick to what they're going to stick to. And Maddie hits on one real important thing I want to just build 2 seconds on is expression. Expression is so important at Passion Planet. We want you to be who you are. We don't want you to put in work. We don't want you to put in hours of work. We want you to be who you are. And if we can use that together collaboratively, collectively, to make a difference in the world, this is what we're all about. Remember, we're here just to inspire you, to motivate you, to push you to be more than you are, to follow your passions, follow your dreams. Doesn't mean quit your job. Doesn't mean stop doing what you're doing. It just means that light the spark inside of you. Go inward. Realize that quantum physics, energy, everything we spoke about here in this call, even back to Maddie's mother writing that book of Who Am I? That's the question you should be telling your kids to ask. You're not just, my son or my daughter or my brother or my sister. You're so much more than that. So that's something that, we believe in here. And on that note, we're going to go into these videos to let you guys reflect a little bit, let what we talked about sink in a little bit. And more importantly, we're going to come back and we're going to have an open discussion of how being at Passion Planet is transforming who I am. So I hope you guys are liking this podcast so far. We are going to be going to a quick break, and we hope you stay with us.
This is therefore to say that transformation of human consciousness through meditation is frustrated so long as we think of it in terms of something that I myself can bring about by some kind of wangle, by some sort of gimmick. Because you see, that leads to endless games of spiritual one-upmanship and of guru competitions. Of my guru is more effective than your guru. My yogas are faster than your yoga. I'm more aware of myself than you are. I'm humbler than you are. I'm sorrier for my sins than you are. I love you more than you love me. There is interminable goings on about which people fight and wonder whether they're a little bit more evolved than somebody else and so on. All that can just fall away. And then we get this strange feeling that we have never had, see, in our lives, except occasionally by accident. Some people get a glimpse that we are no longer this poor little stranger and afraid in a world it never made, but that you are this universe, and you are creating it at every moment. Because you see, it starts now. It didn't begin in the past. There was no past. See, if the universe began in the past, when that happened, it was now. See? Well, it's still now. And the universe is still beginning now, and it's trailing off like the wake of a ship from now. And the wake of the ship fades out, so does the past. You can look back there to explain things, but the explanation disappears. You never find it there. Things are not explained by the past. They're explained by what happens now. That creates the past. And it begins here. That's the birth of responsibility. Because otherwise, you can always look over your shoulder and say, well, I'm the way I am because my mother dropped me. And she dropped me because she was neurotic, because her mother dropped her. And away we go back to Adam and Eve, or to a disappearing monkey or something. We never get at it. But in this way, you're faced with it, you're doing all this. And that's an extraordinary shock. So, cheer up. You can't blame anyone else for the kind of world you're in. And if you know, you see, that I, in the sense of the person the front, the ego, really doesn't exist, then it won't go to your head too badly if you wake up and discover that you're God.
And then here comes our weekly Spirit of Passion on Who Am I?
Who am I? I have asked this question so many times. I have asked this from the very beginning of my life.
Who am I? I am a puzzle piece in life's great puzzle. I am uniquely created for an intended purpose.
I am more than any words could express. Although I may be a dreamer, a visionary, a lover, and an explorer, these are only types of expressions. To try to put a label on something that can't be labeled, basically, I am you and you are me. Together, we make up one collective spirit.
I am who I say I am. I follow through. I care. I love.
Who am I? I am a healer. I am creator. I am intuitive. I am joy, peace, compassion, and understanding. I am love. I am love. I am love.
Who am I? I'm a divine particle of the Supreme Eternal Being.
I am life. I am the journey that you journey on with me.
Who am I is a difficult question, so I begin with who I am not. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this ego. I am not fear, worry, jealousy, or judgment. I am not this anger or hatred. I am not separation at all. I am spirit. I am love. I am me.
Everyone in the world asks this question on a regular basis. Who am I? What do you perceive as who you are?
I am a spiritual being, and I'm attempting to have a human experience and adjust to this body on this planet. And it's challenging, and it's rewarding, and it's
The quest for who we are as individuals and as a whole begins within our own consciousness. It begins with the knowledge of personal existence, knowing that I am. When more clarity is gained from that conscious awareness, it opens up a vast array of options designed to encourage a passion. The fire of that passion carries the power to raise personal understanding to yet another level of expansion. And by following the path of that new awareness, I start to unravel the great mystery and miracle of exactly who I am.
Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this week's episode of Spirit of Passion. We hope you... All right. And on we go with the podcast. So we hope you guys had the time to review those videos. We actually hope you liked them. You know, we're big believers in Alan Watts and Alan Watts and his message. To be honest with you, I've been following Alan Watts since I was a kid, and Alan Watts has motivated me beyond belief. And I know a lot of people have been asking the question in the YouTube comments and on the Facebook on the page: is light a particle or a wave? And that's a very, very good question, because it seems to play this game of being a wave when you're not looking and a particle when you are. Which, again, that's proof that your observation of the universe creates it. That means that if you were to die right now, there is no universe. There's no pain, there's no torture, there's no infinite blackness. There's just nothingness. And out of that nothingness, I guess, is where you get everything. So the wave-particle duality makes sense. That's why Louis de Broglie wrote a mathematical equation allowing light to be both a particle and a wave. Otherwise, mathematics wouldn't have been able to progress past that problem. So, I wanted to make sure I touched on that a little bit. But back about what Alan Watts was saying, and just in general on the Who Am I video, you get this feel from it. You get this vibe like, wait a second. These are people from all around the world, but they're saying the same thing in a different, you're not alone. There's a lot of us here, and that's what we're trying to really put out there and say to you. So on that note, I really just want to have an open mic here. Anyone that wants to come in and start can start. I'm gonna put it down for a second, but we want to talk about how Passion Planet is helping transform who I am. So if anyone wants to step up and talk about that, go ahead.
Yeah. I will love to speak on that because it's been a trip for me for 7 months, and like it's 7 months straight, more than that, and we are working together non-stop. Everyone doing their part, and it's an incredible journey with Passion Planet. I mean, this thing was there in my mind because probably I had a background of family, my mom, that I should do something for this world. So when I met Mike, it was like just after I'm coming out of a depressive phase from my career. I had been a very careeristic woman, like studies and stuff. I was never into technology and stuff, more a library person than a PDF person, I can say. So yeah. So it was a great transformation for me because I didn't know Facebook is so advanced. I mean, we can connect to people that easily, and like I can utilize Facebook to meet like-minded people and connect and share my views, know them, to share, to care, to grow. I mean, it's so easy for us. I mean, it's incredible journey. I joined Passion Planet, and it took me a month to understand. Mike took time to make me understand everything, and it was a huge transformation for me with respect to technology, to get people, get along with people, to know them, to speak in public, because I used to speak in front of 500 people, but that's on a topic that's different from here. That's on something like schizophrenia, Alzheimer's, on RNA interference, on DNA, etc., etc. And that's easy for me to speak on topic on spiritualism. I will better say, okay, fine, I don't need anything. I'll go and meditate. I don't want to speak on that because not everything can be spoken. But I understood if I don't speak, other person can't share their views, and if they're not sharing, I can't grow with them. So speaking is very important. Sharing views is very important. In our journey, it's a ripple effect. If I want to create something, I can't be just meditating, closing my eyes and knowing myself. I have to create the ripple effect of change. And that's needed. Everyone is getting awakened, and I should be a part of their awakening too, like they are in mine. So yeah, Passion Planet has created a lot difference in me, in my way of speaking, in my way of thinking, because I am from an Eastern world, and to merge with a Western technology, it's amazing.
And we've been saying that from the
That's how we
beginning.
work.
We've been saying that from the beginning, Prana. Western technology merges with Eastern philosophy, which is what Prana is all about. And the fact that it doesn't, religion, politics, or business has never, ever, and will never, ever be a subject on our minds. Leave that to all the other various news outlets. You can believe what you want about the world. The one thing I notice is time is the ultimate truth teller. And time is in your mind. So we create it. We make it. That we collapse the wave function by observing, by putting our intention into observing. And that's where the law of attraction comes in, and the secret, and energy.
My mom used to sing me something like every morning when I was at home, like 6 years back. She used to sing me something, and I used to get up. Later on, I realized the meaning of it. So it's like, Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. So it took me long to realize what's the real meaning of it. It means, Om, lead me from falsehood to truth, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. And we all are immortal if we really know who we are. So I am immortal.
Yes. See, that's what the whole thing is about. I'm getting an echo from someone. I don't know where it's coming from. Okay, well, that's what we're all about. You know, just the limitless. I'm getting an echo. Where is it coming from? It's not coming from me. Anyway, the point I want to make here is Passion Planet. I mean, people can say that I created it. I really didn't. I just figured out a way to connect like-minded people together, and then it took on a life of its own. And all these videos and everything, and we have a lot of stuff coming, a lot of more content, good content, interesting content, unique content, where we're getting together as an organization and we're trying to bring everyone together. That's step one, connect everybody. Step two will come later, about making an actual difference in the world. You can't make an actual real difference in the world unless you have a connection to the people you're trying to help. Okay? So that's what we're trying to establish through the internet, through technology, so that we can transform together. We can constantly transform, but you don't transform tomorrow no different than you transformed yesterday. You transform right now. So, Maddie, why don't you come in here a little bit and talk about how Passion Planet's helped transforming who you are and helping you get out your message, if you will.
Yeah, well, like I was saying earlier, I have such an extensive background in so many different things. I started off my career in Hollywood and spent 10 years making commercials and films. I started off with music at 7 and was writing my first songs at 7 and 8. And so my mind was always in the creative mode, but I also had a very specific and scientific mind because I wanted to know how things worked. I wanted to know how they functioned. I knew there was a logical explanation for everything, and I wanted to be able to combine the two together. So with all these years of research into consciousness, in 2004 I was certified in transpersonal hypnotherapy, because I was very interested in the mechanics of the conscious mind and how that is progressing and how we actually help to progress it ourselves through meditation and the things we do. And to have an outlet for that, to express that, is sometimes very difficult. That's where music oftentimes comes in, because it is an obvious outlet for an expressive and creative force, and to be able to express ourselves within something that isn't just words, and music does that. So does painting, and a lot of the different arts bring out a creative side to us that involves the spiritual side. And that is our higher self. Our ability to create is what makes us in the image of our Creator. And so how to use that is what Passion Planet helps each individual to pinpoint. And when we can expand on each of ourselves, come together in a unique form like this, and be able to put ourselves, whatever it is we do, whether it's music or writing, or maybe we love gardening, or maybe we know a lot about essential oils, or maybe we know a lot about technology and video editing. Maybe we know, whatever it is, there is nothing left out. We all have a place, and we all have something special we're designed for, and that we really think about most of the time. But most of the time we're afraid to really express it and come out with it, because maybe it's not like everybody else, or maybe we have some opposition to that. I've had a lifetime of opposition, sometimes even opposing myself, because I was uncomfortable with the things that I had in myself, that I was frustrated with being able to get out to the world, which I knew was my deepest desire. Here at Passion Planet, we have an opportunity to do that, because it's all of us doing it, not just each individual, not one specific leader, but a group of individuals coming together using the best of our talents and our abilities, and expanding on that as a unit, always expanding. Like Mike said earlier, we want these groups. There's so many groups out there who have the same concept and have an idea of a thoughtful-based group where people can express their views or learn something or find like-minded people. So that is why I think for everybody, Passion Planet is an extremely important and unique opportunity for our time.
And I agree. And it's like, Facebook had to get to a certain level for us to even be at this point that we can evolve, these groups and everything. And look, all these new social networks and all these new ideas, I'm all about them. I love them. I think they're great, and I support them. But see, Passion Planet's going to stay focused on right now. Realize how 47 minutes have passed into this podcast. Just gone. You can't catch it. So when you die, we know that just like when we were born naked into this world. We're leaving naked by ourselves. We will journey, but we're not going to bring our houses. We're not going to bring our cars. We're not going to bring our wallets. We're going to bring the relations and experiences that we have, relationships that we have with others. That's all we ever have, right? The reason why we have warm is because hot and cold exist. Everything has a balance, right? And everything meshes. Everything. So as hard as it is to accept something at times, you have to do your best to say, okay, this is the way it is. It happened. This is it. You can't reject it. And that's what Passion Planet's good for, because we're good for moving you forward and saying, look, yes, things happen in life, no doubt, and it sucks. But we're going to send the positive intention, and we're going to send physical, materials and basic essentials in the future when the time is right to help people. We're not here to, say we're going to change the world. We're here to say, if I change myself and I help other people change their selves, I mean, after all, right, what are we all saying? We're all each other, right? So let's start treating each other like it. Let's start respecting each other like it. And we're not going to be able to do that by just going out there and holding hands and meditating and all this stuff. That's part of it, yes. But the other part of it is what David can't speak about, which is energy, vibration, and frequency. There's a specific frequency and energy to this movement. Ambient music. A lot of people like the same music, they're sharing the same posts, and they don't even realize. They're not even friends. They don't even realize they could get along better than half their friends.
I just want to add this on the music part, because I realized this when I was it was 2-3 years back, and I used to go for we have a music like Hare Krishna, and they use a particular drum and particular kind of instruments, and when they used to make it continuously, we used to feel a trance kind of feeling. And later I realized that frequency actually matches with our vibrational frequency that we have in our body, and when this align, we feel that euphoria kind of feeling, and we can ascend easily.
It's the goosebumps. It's the goosebump feeling where you hear that part in the song and you just feel like, oh, this is where I'm supposed to be right now. That deja vu feeling. It's that feel, that vibe, that energy. It exists. It's a state. Your two minds, literally, no joke, they're not attached. They're two separate entities doing two separate things. But the most important thing that you have to understand is that we can come together and unite as one and collectively pour out a lot of information and content. So, Caesar, why don't you come in here for a second and talk a little bit about, how it's helping you, how Passion Planet's helping you transform into who you are right now, in the moment. Motivation, Caesar. I love you, dude. And talk a little bit about the Planeteers, too. I want to state that. It's very important. The Planeteers did a live broad podcast recently, and Caesar's really doing a great thing with that movement. So go ahead.
Okay. Well, it's an honor to be here with everyone, and I am really, really grateful. All this week I just been in a state of conscious awareness, and just so grateful to be connected with everyone. And I must say that Mike is doing an unbelievable job. I am proud and honored to say that, Mike, he's my big brother. He's 1 year older than me. He's my big brother, and I'm honored to have him as a leader. And I humble myself. I look up to Mike as a leader, and Mike has inspired me. To be a great leader, you have to be a great follower. To be a great teacher, you have to be a great student. And I am a student. I'm always in that mode with everyone. I'm learning things from everyone I come in contact with, and I'm also sharing information. We're coexisting here. And when Mike messaged me about Passion Planet, and I looked up in the website, and man, he had all this energy. Man, if he thinks my energy is really excited, man, when me and Mike are whew, we'll create a tsunami together.
Yeah, you don't even have to go there. Our motivational, we're going to be launching a motivational channel soon. Every week we're going to be putting out motivational videos for me and Caesar, so get ready for that, guys. But Guys, Caesar, keep going. And thank you so much for saying that. You know I don't like to consider myself a leader of this movement. I started it. And I found every single person the same. Prerna, Caesar, Maddie, Barbara, I found them all the same way. You, watching this video, I found you the same way. We are all being attracted to each other. So, Caesar, keep going, because I love when you get into it, man, because you're so right. The unity, the oneness, and the Passion Planet, Planeteers, baby.
Yes, oh my God, and it's funny because I found so much in connection with him, and Mike started Passion Planet 5 going on 6 months ago, but he had this thought already implanted in his mind for months, for years, and it's like it was the same thing about me for Planeteers, and it was like I love the word Planeteers. It reminds me of Captain Planet, which is a huge inspiration, and all children in this day and age should watch Captain Planet because it's such a good influence, and it's all about saving the environment. It's all about saying Mother Gaia. They speak about Mother Earth, the spirit of the earth, Mother Gaia on this cartoon, and the messages are so powerful. These kids, when they receive the rings for the first time, they're like, wait a minute, we're just simple kids. How can we save the world? What can we do? And it's like we are the creators of this reality, so we have the power to go out there and help Mother Earth. You have the power to go out there and clean the environment. You have the power to take action, period. So when Mike presented this opportunity, he told me about the platforms and so many people from all around the world with their platforms, their passion, their movement, all these different groups. Everyone, we're coming together within unity. Passion Planet is a platform because we are Passion Planet.
Exactly.
We're part of this planet, and we speak with passion.
And
If you feel the words coming out of my mouth, it's spoken with passion, and you too have passion in your heart.
And it's about finding that passion, and it's hard to find that passion when you feel like other people don't support you, and that's why we're trying to create a support system first. It's been the main focus of Passion Planet, and I just want to build on what Caesar said a little bit because it goes into who I am. Passion Planet is about finding out who you are, not us finding out who you are and saying, oh, give us that. No, do what you love and keep doing it. Put as much time as you can into it, a week, a day, a month, a year, whatever. At the end of the day, everybody wants to create something that they feel they can pass down. And if that could be as simple as making a revolutionary company like Apple, or making a carving out of wood for your child, and knowing that you gave something that will have sentimental value of who you were as an individual. And that's what we stand for. I mean, and that's what we're all about here, going inward and breathing. And I know Prerna talk about breathing in the beginning of this this audio, because she's going to do a breathing exercise with us after we do one more break. After we do the break, we're going to actually open up the lines for questions. So we're going to let you guys who are listening in call up and ask whatever questions you want about the topics we're speaking about. Who am I? Transformation, Passion Planet, or any one of us. You could direct a question at me or Caesar or Maddie or whoever you want. It doesn't matter. If no one calls, I don't even care, because our main goal here is to be consistent, right? We have we're gonna have 8 episodes, 8 podcasts, and they're gonna match up with what we're talking about and what we're releasing during the week. But we really want to set the bar of this organization and show people that we're here. Reach out to us. We love you. We literally are here to be supportive, no matter who you are, where you're from. If your message is to make a difference and come together for the betterment of this planet in any way, shape, or form through your own expression, we support you. Period. That's end of discussion. We'll provide motivational content for you as a fan to be inspired to achieve your dreams. And if you want to step up as a leader, follow the tutorials, work the system, we will move you up and allow you to use this platform to get your message out. As long as you care, everything fits in. I mean, all these groups are all saying the same thing in a different context. And a lot of them are trying to monetize it, and there's nothing wrong with that. But my thing is that if we can create what we're trying to create here, which has already been created, it's a content machine. It just pours out content. But people are going to try to make websites like this. They already have. But it's the relationships with each other that really builds this organization into what it is. So that's why we chose to do the Facebook platform. And on that note, I mean, Prerna, why don't you come in here for a second and talk about, just Passion Planet, who you are, breathing, if you want, whatever you want to talk about. It's open mic right now, so whatever you want to talk about that has to do with the, you know, the.
Yeah, I mean, Passion Planet has been, as I said, it's for 7 months, and like we have gone through a lot. I mean, we have transformed a lot. Passion Planet as a whole, like other than us as an individual, collectively we have transformed. We have seen so many things. Like we have a different system. We rebuild our website. We launched so many times. And it's all different. Every time we came up with different ideas, different form of like expression. We build up new platforms for people. Like it's for people's place. It's not for single person. It's everyone's. Like you come and you have a certain kind of expression that we are not aware of. We will create a room. We'll create a platform for you. We are all about like collaboration, acting in collective, because one can't do so much of effect. It's ripple effects. I will share my views, my knowledge, my experience to someone else, and someone else will take it forward. It's like generation onward. Yesterday I was having a talk with my mom, and I remember this. I was telling that, Mom, to change the world, it's hard. I mean, how can I change the world? I'm 23. By the time I'll be 70, I'll be dying off. So I have this much of time. To bring up a platform, it takes like 5 to 6 years to build a platform, a foundation, and then starting like real-time work, like which is our goal. We are going there, like when we'll be starting a real-time, like no causes, social causes. Like if someone is having an earthquake, volcanoes, any flood, we are there. We want our people, we want Passion Planet, Planeteers, all will be there throughout the world. And if anything is happening, we'll be getting to know. And it's very easy to communicate.
It's not the media. It's not the media. It's not the media telling you. It's guys, look, this is what's outside of my house.
Yes, my coming to India is tough, but me having some problem in India and taking care of here will be much easier. It's just the technology we're using.
And
so
we're just building this.
That's where we are going. That's our future goals. But going back to what Mom said you are creating something that will be moving forward to your next generation. So you are not creating something and dying off with it. You are actually forwarding it. So when I'm giving someone, yesterday Mike said something like 8 years older awakening, 15 years older awakening. So by the time we'll reach our 30s, I will reach my 30s, they will be in their 20s, and like they'll start doing the same work which we have started. And that's how we'll move forward.
It's generational. And we designed it like that. We didn't want to make something here to make money. We wanted to make something that the earth can actually rely on, a place where people can go, because we know the virtual revolution is coming. Virtual reality headsets, we're going on 1 month away now, hit the homes of regular traditional people. So we're going to see major changes taking place across the board in all sorts of industry. And we want to create this virtual place where people can come for self-help, motivation, inspiration, expression. That's the overall goal. And we don't have to make our own website, which we have our own website that funnels people through, but it's going to be cooperative with Facebook. Facebook has already did the hard work. They did the work. I mean, I don't know how Mark Zuckerberg did what he did in the world. It really wasn't him. It was the world, right? The world makes governments, right? The power of the people. V for Vendetta, you've seen it. When we come together, listen to this. If we all went to the bank right now and asked for our money, we crash the entire financial system. If we all went and asked for our money, we would crash the whole system. We have so much power as a collective. But what happens, they put us in our homes. They tell us what to watch, what to dress, what to think. Here, vote for red or vote for red or vote for blue. What if I want to vote for green? Oh, get the hell out of here. There's no one green here. There's no one orange here. It's just red or blue. You don't really get a say. I mean, look, I'm not saying democracy doesn't work, and I'm not bashing the system, but what I am saying is it can be better. And the only way we're going to be able to do it is to actually do it, to start getting the people organized, getting them together, creating the platforms, inspiring them to create their platforms. And I think that can go into what Maddie was talking about, and if you want to come in, Maddie, and build on it a little bit, about all the work that you have accumulated. I mean, your mother's books, everything that you have, that can be turned into a platform that can be inspired to help people. I mean, it's all the same mission, right? I mean, it's all the same thing. And that's what we're about. It's about getting, I mean, guess you could say, Maddie, right, blowing the dust off your old works or creating new ones.
Right, exactly. Yeah, there is. There's just so much material that I myself personally have built up that I kind of left on the shelf, so to speak, for years because I didn't think anything would come of it, or I didn't think it would be useful, or didn't know how to put it into any kind of use. Or the time wasn't right. You know, the timing is a big thing
You didn't have
too.
the skills, or maybe you didn't have the skills, or you didn't know how to do something specifically.
Right, exactly.
And that's what we're doing. We lend our skills to each other to collectively help each other get our expression out. And look, if we don't succeed in what our goal is, then we have no one to blame but ourselves. Fix ourselves, rebuild, move forward. Maybe the stuff that you blew off, the dust, maybe you're supposed to throw it out. How are you ever going to know if you don't actually put it to work? And that's what Passion Planet does. It challenges you to do that. So we're constantly transforming together, unified, right? Caesar, talk about unity, man. Isn't that what we're all about? Love and unity?
We are beautiful people.
That's
The word
Caesar's mantra,
beautiful.
just so everybody knows. He says it in all the rooms. It's his go-to. He's been doing it since day one. I love it. Those who know NLP, that's his anchor.
I have to admire, it's like looking at a bush of roses and seeing all these beautiful roses, and it's just so flattering. It's like it's hard just to pick one and say, okay, well, that rose and that rose is beautiful and the other ones are okay. No, it's like it's Mother Nature, it's existence, it's a living, and everyone is beautiful. Okay, we need to stop focusing on our outer world and what we look what we see when we look in a mirror, and realize that within,
perception.
Jesus said the kingdom of heaven is within.
Yes.
So imagine how beautiful of a being, of an organism you are. So everyone's beautiful.
I know, it's so true. And scientifically too, man. Scientifically, it's beautiful, right, Prana? I mean, you know about the cells and the organs. It's like this melody it's playing this. You can look at it from so many angles. The kingdom of heaven's within you. The act of observation collapses the wave function. Without you looking at the universe, there is no universe. It's all.
How each cell of our body is important. Like everyone has their different function, and they work as a collaborator, as a collective to bring up our whole body.
Prana, what did you tell me about when you're in the womb? The cells that are in between your fingers, they know to die. That's their function, is to live for 30 seconds.
We have our hands like there are cells inside, but they know when to die. There is apoptosis. It's a programmed cell death, and they know when to die. So as we're aging, people say like we're aging and we'll die. That's not the case. Like once we started aging, the number of cell replication is lesser than the cell death. So that's how we age. Aging is not like just because we are having wrinkles or because we are getting old. It's because of our internal metabolic system, how our cells work, how our
it can be hacked. It can be hacked. Trust me. And it's not going to stop.
Meditation and breathing. Now I'm coming there. So when you're breathing, a respiration has a big part in your DNA and in your cell.
So why don't we go into a breathing exercise right now, Prana? Why don't you take over, go into a breathing exercise, and then we'll do a break.
Okay.
We're gonna open up the line for questions, and then we're gonna end up the call right there after that. So guys, get ready to call in soon. But go ahead, Prana, do a little breathing exercise. Show us how it's done.
So breathing, I call it a rewiring and renewing my internal energy, because a lot of stress, a lot of pressure, as I said, but breathing brings me down, calms me down. I have been doing it because we had a humongous syllabus during my graduation, post-graduation. So breathing helped me a lot. I guess it will help you all a lot, because every one of us are under stress. It's our day-to-day activities. It's our mental stress. It's everything. It's outside stress, inside stress, everywhere stress. So to release that stress, you need to concentrate on your breathing, and breathing is very important. So someone asked me why I should do breathing. Breathing is like revitalizing yourself. So I will start. Relax. First of all, relax. Wherever you are, relax. Relax. Now sit in a upright position. Your spine should be straight because your breathing takes you to your meditative state. It's initial stage. So calm down, relax. Why don't everyone put their videos on so that I can see everyone is doing? Okay. So calm down, relax, close your eyes. Okay. Now take a deep breath. Have you checked a baby? Baby's stomach will be full along with their chest. So breathe like a baby. Your stomach should pop out. Your chest should pop out, and you can feel both are coming out, and it's in their maximum position. Take a deep breath. Hold on for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now release it. And now hold it for another 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. So you do it 5 times. Take a deep breath. Like a baby. Hold on for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now release it completely. Your stomach should retract back, your chest should be back, and now hold for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now again take a deep breath. Hold on as long as you can. Think something positive. Feel your body. See your breath. And now with the breath, release it.
This stuff is always so hard for me to do. I love how I feel after doing it. I really do. I'm getting an echo from someone. I think it's you, Prerna. Anyway, what I was trying to say is... Now I'm getting an echo again. Okay, testing. Okay, no echo. All right, so breathing is so important. I mean, Caesar said it earlier. Every breath is a gift, right? Think about all the complexity that goes into the simplicity of something like this. It's just life, right? Just life, just life. Enjoy it. Take it in. Breathe in, take it in, and enjoy it. And on that note, we're going to go on a quick break, and then we're going to open up the call for questions and answers, a little Q&A if you guys want to talk about any of these topics. All right, so let's hit it.
So then, let me connect this with the problem of birth and death, which puzzles people enormously, of course. Because in order to understand what the self is, you have to remember that it doesn't need to remember anything. Just like you don't need to know how you work your thyroid gland. So then, when you die, you're not going to have to put up with everlasting non-existence, because that's not an experience. A lot of people are afraid that when they die, they're going to be locked up in a dark room forever. And sort of undergo that. But one of the most interesting things in the world, this is a yoga, this is a way of realization. Try and imagine what it will be like to go to sleep and never wake up. Think about that. Children think about it. It's one of the great wonders of life. What will it be like to go to sleep and never wake up? And if you think long enough about that, something will happen to you. You will find out, among other things, that it'll pose the next question to you. What was it like to wake up after having never gone to sleep? That was when you were born. You see, you can't have an experience of nothing. Nature abhors a vacuum. So after you're dead, the only thing that can happen is the same experience, or the same sort of experience as when you were born. In other words, we all know very well that after people die, other people are born. And they're all you. Only you can only experience it one at a time. Everybody is I. You all know you are you. And wheresoever beings exist throughout all galaxies, it doesn't make any difference. You are all of them. And when they come into being, that's you coming into being. You know that very well. Only you don't have to remember the past. In the same way, you don't have to think about how you work your thyroid gland or whatever else it is in your organism. You don't have to know how to shine the sun. You just do it. Like you breathe. Doesn't it really astonish you that you are this fantastically complex thing? And that you're doing all of this and you never had any education in how to do it? Never learned, but you're this miracle? Well, the point is that from a strictly physical, scientific standpoint, this organism is a continuous energy with everything else that's going on. And if I am my foot, I am the sun. Only we've got this little partial view. We've got the idea that, no, I'm just something in this body. The ego. That's a joke. The ego is nothing other than the focus of conscious attention. It's like a radar on a ship. The radar on a ship is a troubleshooter. Is there anything in the way? And conscious attention is a designed function of the brain to scan the environment, like a radar does, and note for any trouble-making changes. But if you identify yourself with your troubleshooter, then naturally you define yourself as being in a perpetual state of anxiety. And the moment we cease to identify with the ego and become aware that we are the whole organism, you realize that as the first thing how harmonious it all is. Because your organism is a miracle of harmony. All this thing functioning together. Even those corpuscles and creatures that are fighting each other in the bloodstream and eating each other up. If they weren't doing that, you wouldn't be healthy. So what is discord at one level of your being is harmony at a higher level. And you begin to realize that, and you begin to be aware, too, that the discords of your life and the discords of people's life, which are a fight at one level, at a higher level of the universe, are healthy and harmonious. And you suddenly realize that everything that you are and do is at that level as magnificent and as free of any blemish as the patterns in waves, the markings in marble, the way a cat moves, and that this world is really okay. It can't be anything else, because otherwise it couldn't exist. But the reality underneath physical existence, or which really is physical existence, because in my philosophy there's no difference between the physical and the spiritual. These are absolutely out-of-date categories. It's all process. It isn't stuff on the one hand and form on the other. It's just, it is pattern. Life is pattern. It is a dance of energy. So I will never invoke spooky knowledge. That is to say that I've had a private revelation, or that I have sensory vibrations going on a plane which you don't have. Everything is standing right out in the open. It's just a question of how you look at it. So you do discover, when you realize this, the most extraordinary thing to me that I never cease to be flabbergasted at whenever it happens to me.
Okay. All right, and we're back up. Now, what Alan Watts was talking about in that video, whose microphone is up, mute your microphone there, Prana, for a second. So, okay, now we're going to open up the line for Q&A. So anyone who wants to call in now and ask their questions on the topics can do so.
Okay, so basically, while we wait for those to call in, I wanted to speak really, really quick on unity. And this is step one of unity. We're here together, and you guys have the chance to connect with us. So go right ahead, grab your phone. You have the number in the links. Call in. We're waiting.
Yeah, to be honest with you, we're gonna see if anyone on the call is anyone on the line that is listening can call in. We got one caller calling in. All right, welcome to the Passion Planet podcast. Thank you for calling in. What's your name and where are you from?
Hello, my name is Sarah and I'm from Oklahoma.
Hello, Sarah from Oklahoma. I know you. I know that voice.
Yeah.
So Sarah, we're getting someone else calling in right now too. But so Sarah, go ahead. What's your question?
My question is for Matt.
Okay. Maddie can hear you.
Okay, Matt, my question for you is, as your awareness deepens and you are embarking on your journey, do you find that you can go back to some of your art, whether it be music or writing or filmmaking, and see hidden messages from your spirit that are now apparent to you to yourself?
Yeah, Maddie, take that one over.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think the older I get, the more in tune I get with meditation and expansion of your own consciousness through the studies and work I've done. It's becoming real clear and obvious the patterns and the steps that I've taken had definite purpose and intention behind them that, of course, you can't see when you're in it and wonder why. So that is why so many people get so frustrated in life. Well, what is this for? And I've been there a million times. But now, yeah, and that's what comes with age, too, and experience. You know, you don't realize while you're going through it. But that's why meditation and things that you hear so much about, you know, I was never a meditator. I was like a lot of people. It was hard to sit still for that amount of time and just think of nothing, which is what I thought meditation was. But what you do is when you start your search in looking for things to improve yourself, improve your mind, find more happiness, find more joy, you find your specific patterns of where you belong in that. So you make up your own meditation, what's right for you. You make up your own, you know, rules to life. You make up your own rituals. You don't have to follow anybody else's. And when you look back on the things and the experiences of your life, it starts becoming clear where the patterns are and what they were set up there for, and how you do not have to repeat them if they were negative to you and you want to get out of those.
Do you see the synchronicity in your old works? Like she said, do you see like little trips to your own subconscious? And we got another caller in here. We're gonna pick it up just because it's okay. Hello, hello. Welcome to the Passion Planet podcast. What's your name? Where you from?
Hi, honey.
Oh, it's Faith. I noticed that voice right away. What is up, beautiful? How are you? I'm hoping that you're liking the podcast.
Yeah.
So, do you have a question for us, Faith?
No. I just wanted to call in and say I love y'all. And I don't know if you want anything from me.
Nope. You just be who you are. We love you, Faith. And if you have any questions, now would be the time to ask. And we're opening it up for a lot. There was like 5 people who called while Sarah was talking as well, and I was trying to delegate the time so that we can have everyone call in and ask their questions. But Faith, I love you. Faith's been involved in Passion Planet from the get-go, just so everybody knows. She helped us develop our system, and she's helped me live out of heart. That's one thing I could say about Faith, is that that's one thing about Passion Planet, too, is the interactions, the people you meet. It's like something is to be learned from everybody. And Faith has really provided a lot for this organization, and I'm sure Caesar will agree with me
I
on
love
that.
Faith. Oh my God, I love Faith. She is my angel in the physical human body here on Earth. Oh, I love her.
You can't love her more than me. I love her.
So Faith, thank you for calling in. We're gonna.
I just came up with a question.
Okay, let's hear it.
How would your life and how would Passion Planet be different if everyone was greeted as a divine child that they are, and we treated ourselves as the same?
Well, that that really reminds me of treat others how you would like to be treated, and to really, I mean, look, the thing that I notice is, yes, there are people who do put their guard up, but as long as we shower them with love and love ourselves, like Faith's talking about, the way I would answer that question is Faith, yes, I want to model this organization off of that approach, but it will be hard because individuals struggle, but again, that's why we have this whole process. So if I could comment on that, what I would say is, amen to that. Yes, because every single one of us is a children of God, and we're all going to face it and make it. You know, that's what Alan Watts said. I, a stranger and afraid in a world I never made. And then later on, he went on to say, you don't have to be that feeling. We are here for each other, and it's a very important point, Faith. And I like the question. Does anyone else want to take a stab at it?
I said, like we're all seeing. Wait. I'm sorry. I guess I'm echoing.
It's okay.
We are all. Yes, it's like we are all seeing of this consciousness, of this life force, of. It's like we are a sound within each frequency. It's powerful, and the beautiful thing is that we're aware, we're conscious of this. And just by us being aware and conscious, remember, the field affects the particle, and the particle affects the field. And my brother might know about this, brother. So when we choose to vibe out these positive energies of love, of awakening,
we're like fountains
together. Oh my God, it's a ripple effect. We are the 0 point of our emotions, of the energies.
What Faith is good at too is just taking you back to heart. Taking you back to heart to realize that if you don't love yourself first, you can never love anybody else. Thank you, Faith.
Yes.
Thank you for calling in. We love you. We're gonna shut the line off. We're gonna shut this call and leave it open for questions. We love you, Faith.
Love you.
Who's next?
All right, we'll see who calls in next. There was a couple of different numbers that popped up while we were calling, but what I will say is, what I really want to touch on is that we've been working so hard on this organization for so long now, and 7 months in, and it's just, to have our own podcast and to have a format behind that podcast and to have an idea of where we're going to go with it. And regardless of how many people watch it, who calls in, we're going to be here. This is what we made it.
I'm getting a lot of response from people who have just joined or are eager to join, and saying like we are doing amazing work, and even we are getting comments in our YouTube channel. So
I see the YouTube channel comments too. So anybody who's listening in, please call in 516-478-8356. Ask your question now. We're going to have the line open for another 10, 15 minutes, and then we're going to sum up this call with a video on meditation, and then we're going to be over and out. And we're going to, tune in next week for our next week's podcast. But for now, if anyone's listening and wants to call in and ask a question, the line is open. And if anybody wants to talk about anything regarding Passion Planet, consciousness, look, I want to bring up a lot of these YouTube videos that we've seen. Right? All these YouTube videos that we're watching, whether they be Alan Watts or conspiracy or whatever it is, talking about how the collective is waking up and we need to stand up and we need to love first, right? Faith, which she was just talking about, is the key, right? Instead of trying to change the world, we change ourselves. Change yourself, and that is reflected upon the entire community. And in the process, we get to create, which is what we were put here to do, right?
I just wanted to bring this topic up because we are speaking about transformation, and meditation has been a part of my transformation while I was growing up, and I'm just 23. So people will be asking me, who should do meditation? That's an important question I should bring up. Like, is it the age for meditation? People think like old age people, once you have crossed the age of like 40 and 50 and you don't have anything to do, you can start doing all these things and thinking about God and stuff. But that amazed me a lot because in my school I used to do meditation, and once I lost my consciousness, I was out of this, and my mom got a call from a school like, your child, I don't know what she's doing and she's not opening her eyes. So I believe that meditation should be practiced from young age because they are the future generation, and once people start doing meditation, they'll actually have a balance. They'll have a peace in their mind. They have balance in both their outside and inside world. So I always approach people that the cultivation, like the meditation, should be cultivated from very early age. Mike, you're muted.
We just had a question that came in from one of the Facebook chats, and it was from Lacey, and she said, "Okay, so I have a friend who thinks the world is a horrible and ugly place. How do I show him that the world is beautiful?" That's a good question.
Wow.
That's a good question. And I've took a shot at each of these, so I want Maddie or Caesar to come in on this one.
I have a good response.
Let's
and
hear
it's
it.
really simple. Lead by example. That's it. It doesn't matter if others are not recognizing what you're doing. It doesn't matter if somebody's not congratulating you or thanking you or even appreciating
Well, what about no? But they put on the topic about how the world is an ugly place. I mean, that's a good question, right? Instead of
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have to be that example. You gotta be that light.
Be the light in a dark world. And look, I want to say one thing, just to clear this out right out of the gate, is that the best answer to that is love yourself.
Yes.
Right? That's it. Love yourself, because you could go down the beach, right? You could take me down the beach and say, Mike, this is a beautiful beach. We can go swimming in the water and everything. And you could take me down the same beach, find a needle in the sand or something nasty, and say, look, the whole beach is disgusting because of this one needle. Look, people that's the balance in nature. That's where I would go. But Caesar, go ahead. What were you building on with what you were saying? I just wanted to keep it on topic of I know what she's saying, because every day I get older, I realize how messed up the world is too.
But what you're focusing on, Mike, I want to add this. What we are focusing on. See, I see a rose plant. I can focus on the flower or the thorn. So what I'm focusing on, there will be. We speak about duality. There will be positive and negative. There will be always be there. But what we are focusing on, that's important. Like.
Perception.
We have to see greatness in mere things. Like see a grass, like you said, see a beach and see the beauty of the beach. See a plant and say, wow, what a beautiful plant that is. So once you change your eyes, the whole world changes.
Perception's reality.
In the eyes of the beholder.
See,
the line, it has a deeper meaning. Beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder.
And that could go back to what I said about quantum physics early on in the call when I introduced it, that the wave function is an infinite probability of all things possibly happening. And until you observe it, it doesn't happen, or it does happen. So if you choose to observe a violent and dark world, so it will manifest. And that is true of every single thing on this planet. I am not talking about, think about a beautiful car and all of a sudden a beautiful car pops up in your garage. I think everybody who watched The Secret and got goosebumps realized there was a greater force at work, but that force wasn't just the law of attraction. There's a lot more laws out there, universal laws, that are at play that stop you from manifesting like in a dream whenever you want. All right, so that was a good question from Lacey. I mean, is there anyone else who want to take a shot at it? Yes, in the chat rooms, and it's great because the chat rooms are actually now discussing the questions. So this is a very interactive experience, and I love how many people are tuned in and asking questions through the different mediums. This is the first time we're doing this, so as we get more consistent, I mean, on the first time we did this, I got like 10 calls. Even on this, I got 4 calls while we were running the show, and it's just, I guess people are just bobbling the format, but that's okay because this is what it's about. And if you guys have any questions, ask us whenever. whenever. We're here. I mean, Maria Lusa, a new member in Passion Planet, sent an email of almost 100 questions on manifestation. Beautiful questions, of which we're going to make a segment out of. So anyone that has any questions, any suggestions, any statements, anything, we love you. Thank you. Take them. We'll take them. And the line is still open for questions, so anybody listening, if they want to dial in, 516-478-8356. And while we wait, Caesar, did you finish your little talk on unity? Because I know you wanted to get that out. Do you feel like you got out what you wanted to get out on unity? Because love and unity is your spiel. And that's important that you feel that you were heard on that.
I think I okay. I think
No, it's all right, Caesar. Look, no, stop. I'm just trying to kill a little bit of time while we wait for calls to come in.
No, definitely. Oh, never kill time. We creating time right now. We're healing
well
time.
See, words.
Just being here.
Yeah,
I love it. Yes.
Words create reality. Caesar's always quick to jump on.
Words. When we write words on paper, we're spelling. Okay. When we speak, we're speaking spelled words. So we're manifesting with our words. So we always want to make sure that when we speak to ourselves and when we speak to others, that our words hold a positive, uplifting attention behind it. We always want to encourage ourselves and believe in ourselves, and we want to encourage people to believe in themselves. And that's what's going around. That's what's going on in this world. Yeah, we see a lot of ugly stuff in the world. We see a lot of negativity. We see a lot of dark stuff in the world. But again, like Priyana said, it's what you're focusing on, because truly, if you sit down and watch a documentary on Discovery Channel, and when they're showing the world and the rainforests and the animals and the sea creatures, oh my God, it just like opens up my heart chakra. There's so much beauty within all of life. And the thing is that we're not surrounded by all this beautiful nature if you're living in a city. So when you're in a city, like I live in the city of Chicago, there's a lot of hood areas. And there's a lot of dirty areas, but there's also a lot of beautiful areas here in Chicago.
That goes back to balance.
What you want to perceive. And what you want to point out of what you see.
Yeah, and it goes back to balance, that there's a balance in nature and there's a balance in the universe. Everything has its opposite, and that's what creates life. That's what makes it tasteful. That's what gives you your sense perception. But again, without getting off topic, I am going to sum up this call. I'm going to end it with a meditation video. We're a little bit ahead of schedule, which is good. We had about 10 more minutes, 15 more minutes, but it's good because you know what? It gives a break. And it really helps us build with the consistency. So one thing I want to talk about is we are going to be doing these podcasts. We're trying to shoot for an hour and a half, 2 hours maximum, hour and a half minimum, in which that we could get our users to get involved. We want everyone to get involved. We want people to see this. This is live. This is done live. You might be watching this after it was live. You might be watching it months later or years later. Okay, but the goal here is always going to be the same. To put out as much positive content and bring people together. And that's what this platform is. So my closing thoughts, and I'm going to let all the podcasters give their closing thoughts. My closing thoughts on transformation and who am I is I am who I know I am. I'm right now. That's who I am. I'm right here. I'm right now. And if I wasn't here to say that, I wouldn't be here. And as simple as that sounds, that's what it is. So instead of bringing all the complexities to such a simple topic of who am I am you, you are me, we are one, meant to be, etc., etc., etc. And you can go into philosophy, you can go into science, you can go into whatever you want. Stay in your heart. It's the hardest place to stay in, and I've been struggling with staying there, but I'm going to continue to push myself and to surround myself with people that push me into my heart. Because when I go to my heart, I really transform. So on that note, Prana, why don't you give some closing remarks?
Yeah, I just want to close with love. Like, that's the very important thing in our organization, love between each other. So I will close with a quote of two people. One is Rumi. Rumi said, love is not an emotion. It's the very core of our existence. So that's what love is. That's not an emotion, which we call it, but that's our very core of our existence. And another is, like, as we are speaking about who am I and transformation, because I am what I am, and I am here, I am now. I am this moment. I am this infinite being, and I will never be lost. I am here. I will always be here. I am have been always be here. So I am here now. And this Pascal's note, I will end it like it is a circle, the center of which is everywhere, and the circumference nowhere. That's how I want to end it.
I love you. And right on to Caesar. Then we'll go to Maddie. Go ahead, Caesar. Give your ending notes on Passion Planet transformation and who are you besides being Caesar Royal Planeteer. You're muted. You're muted.
Bam! Okay. So again, this one more last time. I love you all. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful people. And it was an honor to have this experience with you in this now, because time does not exist. So as you're watching this video months later, years later, decades later, you're experiencing this now moment with us. So I want to share the gratitude and appreciation and love and unity with everyone. And thank you so much for watching. And thank you so much for tuning in, because you matter. And we're grateful to have you here.
That's it. Thank you, Caesar. And that's so true. It just makes me think about it. 200 years, somebody is giving us life by watching this. They're going to give us life by watching this because it's there now. And it's not our now, but it is our now. You see? Because we are always in the now. That's the beauty of it all. So, Maddie, why don't you come in here with your closing thoughts? And I do want to say one thing before Maddie comes in. David, I love you wherever you are out there in the world of the internet. I wish you could have stayed. I wish there wasn't a storm. We missed your component. But you know what? We're ending a little early because we missed your input. But I feel your energy. I feel your frequency. And I love you, David. Just wanted to say that. But, yeah, come on in, Maddie, on some closing thoughts.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to thank you, Mike, because you've done so much and worked so hard to put this all together. And everybody involved with it is just really been an inspiration to me. And we're really heading into a time of transformation on a personal level, spiritual level, all kinds of levels, really. And it really affects who we are as individuals and as people. And I wrote a poem quite a few years ago. I put it in my book. It's What We Really Know for Sure, it's called. So I'd like to end on that. And it goes, with all the things I've learned to know, the days behind me seem to flow from infant's eyes to older years, in happy times and those with tears. Through knowledge gained from books and learning, information keeps on turning into something else I find, and thoughts keep filling up my mind. What is it that I really know? An understanding starts to grow. Such things have changed since time began. What I know for sure is that I am.
I love Matthew James. He is amazing. Thank you, Maddie. On that note, we're going to end the podcast. We hope everyone liked it. But before we end, we want you guys to understand something. We're not joking when we talk about meditating. I talk to Prana all day. She gives me the Om Shantis, calm down, breathe, settle. This is what we're here for, a constant reminder. Right? When I used to lucid dream, I stopped doing it for reasons I won't go into on this call, maybe another podcast. But when you lucid dream, okay, and this is very important, my trick was, the way I stayed lucid conscious was I brought people into the dream and said, guys, we're dreaming, right? So together, if I forgot I was dreaming, oh man, what the hell's going on? Mike, you're dreaming. Oh wow, that's right, I'm dreaming. That's what we do at Passion Planet. We remind each other, this is just a ride. This is fun. We love you. We're here for you. You got a support team. You got a family that's going to support you. We got your back. And on that note, I want to go to a meditative video and end this podcast. Love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Om Shanti. God bless you. I love all of you. Bye-bye.
Namaste.